My first book, A Guide to Becoming a Better Reader Using Sight Words and Word Work, I did because throughout the course of my tutoring, I noticed a pattern. A lot of the kids from kindergarten up to fourth were struggling with the sight words. And so I was telling their parents, like, hey, you should practice the sight words with them. And the parents are like, how? And then I'm like, you could do flashcards and different things like that. But then I just wrote the book, and it just gives them some of the things, like if your learners do this, they'll be on the right track to reading, being successful readers instead of continuously struggling, because nobody wants to continuously struggle. And so I wrote my books as kind of like a guide to the parents. And then Comprehension Matters, which is my second book, that just got into the text features and some other things that the learners would need just to be successful. And it's really helpful for their parents because it's just a guide. Like, I followed the state standards with it, and I got into like figurative language, and as well as like the parts of speech and all of that, just to help the parents be like, hey, this is something that you can do. And like, there's an answer key in the back. So if the parent doesn't remember everything, plus I front loaded it, like I gave like glossaries and like, I gave the terms in the beginning of the book, and then I gave examples for everything. And then when they got to each new skill, I stated the same information. So it's like they didn't have to look back and forth. And so it would make them comfortable, because a lot of parents, what do they say? They weren't doing this when I was in school, or I didn't do this until I was older. I wrote the books to kind of help the parents with